Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday the 10th day of the month of July 2026. Like play. July that just began yesterday is 10 days old already. It's a time waste for no man because, of course, it's man that just waits for time. Alright, good evening to you and welcome to yet another pulsating, scintillating, and I promise you, breathtaking edition of Echo Sports. My name is Kachi Sports, and of course, I have always been here with a partner. Just before he came, I just want to let you know that the first country to make it to the semi-final of this year's World Cup is the Le Bleu France, Le Blues as I call them, of France. Talking about the French national team. Kylian Mbappe had a goal and an assist after he missed the first half penalty. And of course, Kylian Mbappe, he is on what he always know how to do alongside Ousmane Dembele. Both of them scored, of course, as France made the light, should I use the word light now, though it was a difficult first 45 minutes, but then they came back from the break and then made sure they were able to execute the plan according to Didier Deschamps. 2-0 it ended. Ousmane Dembele made sure that he completed the, of course, route as he scored the second goal, assisted by the man who scored the first one after a brilliant finish, which he used a Moroccan defender to block the Moroccan goalkeeper before he had to strike that wonderful
one thing about that two goals that was scored by the French team is that it was the same defender that stood in front of Kylian Mbappe. It was still the same defender that stood in front of Ousmane Dembele. But somehow, they were able to bend the ball, pass the defender, and also pass the Moroccan goalkeeper.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. God.
Yeah, because if you check the first 45 minutes, it looked like the French team had no way to penetrate, the resilience and the defensive line of the Moroccan side.
The Moroccan side did not register a shot. That was a shot on target for close 40-45 minutes in that first half.
Yes.
They did not most of that was it was a total dominance from the French team. Yes, the African dream, though the Moroccan Football Federation talks to me, we are not playing for Africa.
Morocco.
We are representing Morocco, we are not representing Africa. Fine and good. So let them carry the loss on their head. Morocco has lost, so the Moroccan dream has ended, and the French ambition to go on to win a second World Cup title in 3 games. I believe they are the first country to have actually consecutively made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup consecutively. 3 consecutive times.
And they are on their way to become also the first country to make it to 3 consecutive finals of the World Cup. What a history. Well, remember that France had a 21-4 advantage in the shots. In terms of shots, it was 21-4. You said it. Shots were drying up for the Moroccan side yesterday. And of course, they also had an 8-1 edge in terms of shot on target. So it was only 1 shot on target for 90 minutes plus added time for the Moroccan side, as the French side had 8 shots on target. France on themselves, of course, their second goal, the second goal came courtesy of Mbappe, who took a pass and of course tapped in back for Dembele. You know how Dembele does it. He doesn't know how to miss that kind of chances. Well, it was a dominant match yesterday evening. I think we'll have to start discussion this evening from there. At the end of the day, if you are to make a choice, you understand? If you are to make a choice, for instance, I know many people expected that the Moroccan side would have given a battle, which they did in the first half. I enjoyed their game at a particular point, at a particular stage. They were able to, they were able to absorb, though they were still playing in their half, but they were able to absorb the shock from the French national team, the fury, the area of attack and everything coming on them. They were able to cushion the effect, hold on to some of the pressure till 45 minutes. But I know France have done that over and over again. When they come to the second half, they tend to come, especially if they're not leading that particular match, they tend to come with a different approach to the game. And before you know it, they'll open up the stubborn defense, and that was what they did. Like we said, it was that same Fulham defender who was in front of the goalkeeper. Issa Diop. He was in front of the goalkeeper. Now, if you look at the goal Kylian Mbappe scored, now, of course, he's the same number of goals now with Lionel Messi. He had to actually place that ball through the back, to the other side of Diop, and so one could say, though we've seen the Moroccan national team so far, they are the best team in Africa, no doubt about that, with what they have done so far in this World Cup. But the way they were beaten last night, it doesn't mean that there's still this deep, gallop, deep hole between the African football, no matter how far we've grown or we think we've grown, and the European football, because I and many other people thought that the Moroccan side were the only side, that have what it takes to beat any of the team at the World Cup. But yesterday, they were picked back badly.
Well, I'm not going to put it out as the African team. I'm not gearing towards that particular terrain. I'm just going to look at it as this is a team that came up against a better team. It's not the first time that Morocco is actually playing. It's not the first time that Morocco and France are playing. The last edition of the World Cup, it was still the same game, but in the semi-finals. Still the same team that ousted Morocco. Talking about France. And I believe it was still the same scoreline that Morocco beat France beat Morocco. So this is a team that, when it comes down to, when you look at the head-to-head encounter, you can actually say, look at how things are done. Yes, 2-0 last time out, 2-0 yesterday as well. This is a team this is something that, an assignment for Morocco, not for African football. This is a team, you've come up against this team in various occasions. In friendly games, they are beating you. I think the last time, I don't think the Moroccan team has actually won the French team. It has actually been draws as well as the French team beating them. In 5 appearances, in 5 matches, I believe that the French team, they've won 4 and they've drawn 1 with Morocco. So you can see that it is dominance.
That's what I'm saying.
Dominance for France over Morocco. So it's not about an African thing. It's more of, you can see how
but also that we see, when I say African, I mean the quality of football play elsewhere. We've seen this happen. They will be leading a match, but in this case, Morocco didn't even get a shot on. They didn't.
It is a Moroccan thing.
Yeah.
It is a Senegalese thing. Okay. It is a DR Congo thing.
But we're talking about African football before this one started.
When you look at the pattern of Africa, you're talking about African football. Yeah. Now, the pattern that you can see that the Moroccans have infused the European style of play is it's not about.
They didn't gel when they meet an European side.
You understand? So even the United States, they've had their issues with European teams, but they were able to somehow, when they met a European team, they were able to beat the European team and pounding them out of the World Cup, breaking that jinx. You get the point. So it's now an assignment for this country. It's now an assignment for the team. What did we do wrong? How can we actually play better football? And now remember that this is a team coming up against a team with a perfect record at the ongoing World Cup. This is a team with a perfect record at the ongoing World Cup. In the past 32 matches, this same team have lost just twice. Talking about the French team at the World Cup. They've lost just twice. And currently, they are going with a perfect record. They are yet in 90 minutes. Even Argentina have made it to extra time. You look at how things have been. France have been able to finish the game in 90 minutes. They came up against Paraguay. They beat Paraguay. A certain Paraguay that beat Germany. They come up in the group stage. They met Norway in their final game, and everyone anticipating, you've gotten a perfect record. Let's go. Instead, it was actually the Norwegians that actually let their guard down, and they demolished the Norwegians. Not just by 1, not just by 2. And the only time that this French side have not scored more than 2 goals, 2 or more goals, it's against Paraguay. This is a team that the Moroccans met. So the Americans met a team with a better firepower. Okay. Many people are actually stating that it is haram to have the front line of France. It is that how can they have this duel? They have Bakola, they have Kylian Mbappe, they have Dembele, they have a certain Michael Olise. There was some kind of how people put out Michael Olise when he jumped up to celebrate the shadow that he casted. People are saying that the shadow is already mimicking that of a goat. You get this one is not AI imputed. Yeah. You understand? So there's creative spark. There's a player that can bury it out of nothing. Kylian Mbappe produced something out of nothing as well, because Kylian Mbappe, you have to give thanks. Okay, that should be Duo or Bakola. You have to give thanks to that attack. He drew 2 defenders away from Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele was driving towards the defenders. The other attacker drew away the 2 defenders. Issa Diop didn't also know what to do. He was going back. He was retreating. Ousmane Dembele is someone that you don't know where he's going to strike the ball. He's good with his right. He's good with his left. So he opted for his right leg. And then he was able, Yasin Bono could not keep it out. He had the touch of the ball. He couldn't keep it out. So this is, when you come down to midfield, there's a certain Connie. Right now, I believe Didier Deschamps is actually trusting Connie ahead of Chouameni. Laying up with Adrien Rabiot.
And he's been very wonderful.
Even Adrien Rabiot, most people are not seeing what he's doing. But Adrien Rabiot is more of a system player. At some point, it seemed like his career was going from bad to worse, but he was able to rejuvenate his career at Juventus, coming back to the French league, and now he's in the French national team and looking forward to at least winning the World Cup. You understand? So this is the midfield from midfield setup going, and then the defensive setup. We're not even talking about the defensive setup. This is a team that's considered just twice in about 6 matches now. So you see the kind of the strength, the team that the Moroccans are going to meet.
And when I look at, let's look at another aspect of that particular game. The officiating was superb for me. I give it
even with the Argentine, that's the same thing. I compared that of Tom Mbongile in that Nigeria against Benin here before the game yesterday. So at the end of the day, we have to watch the officials, and the officials did their job.
Dude, good. Because, when, I like the way you put it, that's why I had to bring it up. For me, I'm giving them up to 80. That's an A. If I want to rate them by 100, it was a very, very clean sweep. I mean, both sides played their game. There were no decisions that could demoralize anybody. Sometimes when we also see the good one, we say it, but if we see the one we can also complain, we complain. I don't know how you read that particular officiating yesterday.
Well, officiating, I'll say that it was top-notch. No one would complain about it. From the Moroccan side to the French side, no one is going to complain about it. At some point, the Moroccans felt they were outdone by when it comes down to the goal that was scored by Kylian Mbappe. I just don't know what they were complaining about, because after the goal, you can see that the Moroccans were discussing with the referee. I don't know what they were complaining about.
That was a clean goal.
You get when it comes the Argentine officials, they know the pressure that they were going into.
Definitely.
Because right now the FIFA they have an independent body that handles. FIFA has a body that handles the officiating.
Yes.
You understand? So an independent body. So regardless of what's going on, yes, some people are stating that officiating is siding some people and also not siding some people. But ultimately, anyone that will look at that officiating, if they would know that, okay, things were going, it was flowing, it was, going prior to that game, we know what happened, France, Paraguay, and then having all an Argentine, close to 5 people from Argentina, and we know that there's some kind of friction between, when it comes down to Argentina, France, and FIFA. But ultimately, you can't fault, you can't actually draw out, okay, this is where, from the center referee going down to the linesman, and also the VAR, everything was top-notch.
All right, everything was top now. Still Echo FM on Echo 100.7 over Echo Sports, and we are still letting you know the updates with respect to what's happening at the World Cup. Remember, we are live on Facebook on Echo FM. You can join us live on Facebook so that you can make your contributions there as well, and as well as watch us. We're talking about the World Cup. Ticket prices for Friday's FIFA World Cup quarterfinal in Los Angeles, according to news, have dropped sharply. That's following the elimination of hosts, the United States, and Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal from the tournament, according to reports. Now, according to that particular report also, they say the cheapest release tickets for the match fell by almost 60%, dropping from $2,950 to about $1,200 on the secondary market, and that's according to news. Now, the sharp decline followed the United States 4-1 defeat to Belgium in Seattle Sundowns, which ended the hopes of a home team appearance in the quarterfinals. Again, also, that's some report is saying that Portugal also hesitated the tournament. Of course, we all know when they were beaten 1-0 by Spain in Texas, ending Ronaldo's World Cup career and removing one of the tournament's biggest attractions from the Los Angeles fixture. Now, news noted that the absence of both nations significantly reduced the demand for the match, which would likely have, of course, commanded higher prices should these teams were still available in the tournament. Very interesting news.
Interesting news because there's always value attached to commodity. You understand? So in a situation where there is no commodity to compete, where people can actually rush for, you would actually come out to state that, okay, what's the essence of going for this when I can go for this? So at the moment, certain fans from the United States, they are watching the game of football because United States, they are there. Even the ones that happened in the matches that went down at the Azteca Stadium when Mexico was involved, the Mexican fans, they would definitely came through. They definitely came through to cheer the Mexican side. But right now, there is no host nation at the ongoing World Cup. And then when you also look at, okay, what other motivational factor can actually come through? Cristiano Ronaldo not in the mix. Where we can also say, because of Cristiano Ronaldo, there are fans that, yes, United States, they know they play. But you know that Cristiano Ronaldo, he has that drive, going down to being the most followed person on Instagram and all that. So you can actually see that there will be content creators that will be there just to see Cristiano Ronaldo. There will be those, though it's not something that is being celebrated, those that would actually pitch invasion. You see them running across. Let them go and take a picture. Let me go and touch the helm, even if I touch the helm of his garment. I don't know.
According to the Bible.
So all those, when you take all those out, they've looked at it and say, okay, how do we encourage these people? For those that have not gotten their ticket, you know, most people, they have already pinpointed the matches that they want to watch and they purchase their ticket. So right now, even if the country that they are following is out, probably their host country or the country that they are from, even if they are out, it's now left for them to choose if they should go for that. FIFA man, here much here really the tickets. If they want to give out, the tickets or anything, that is on them. So at this point now, there are tickets still remaining, and FIFA may actually look at, okay, based off on host country they are out, and for those that want to purchase their tickets right there at the gates, they can come through. There are these tickets available. So let us encourage them. I've slashed the tickets. Let's actually go into it. So the ticket markets have actually seen a rapid adjustment in recent times. Looking at the sharpest decline, the lowest entry price for the game, today's game, Spain versus Belgium at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, is actually around 1-2, according to reports. 1-2, that's $1,200. No be naira. $1,200. So the overall market slump, average quarterfinal ticket prices across all remaining fixtures fell by 31.5% in a single day, and also 50.4% over a 3-day span. It can actually keep dropping in a situation where the powers, imagine where, you know, Messi and Argentina, they are being knocked out.
Some people say this cup is over.
So certain people, they are following Argentina. That would also be a factor that can bring down the value of the game. So right now, total number of tickets listed on secondary platform has surged to 49,415 tickets. That's what is around for secondary platforms. You understand? So that's up from about 28,285 at the tournament open. So you can actually see how things are coming through. So cheapest, which reports about $989, and also going down to $1,200. So it's available if you want to buy and then fly and get to that, no problem.
All right, still talking about the game tonight. The second quarterfinal game that will be happening or will be taking place between Spain and Belgium. Well, interesting story. Let's begin to look at what the coach of the Belgian side said, talking about Rudi Garcia. He said everyone expects Belgium, his Belgian team, to be eliminated by Spain in today's World Cup quarterfinal, but he backed his side to pull a famous victory. European champion Spain enter the match in Los Angeles as a strong favorite, of course, having not considered a goal all the tournament. Belgium, on their own part, had a tough time already, only narrowly topping their group after 2 draws with Egypt and Iran, and then needing a late comeback to dispatch Senegal. But at a press conference on Thursday, the man, Rudi Garcia, appeared to relish being duped as the underdog. According to him, he said, "We think we can pull it off, and we are going to do everything we can to get the semis." Now, for Belgium, he said Belgium did not find their feet in Monday's round of 16 clash thrashing. They actually found their feet after they thrashed one of the host nations, USA, 4-1. Now, there are so many reactions, even from the part of the Spanish, media. Let's be sincere about it. 80% of the fans today expect Spain to beat the Belgian side. But if you see the way the Belgian team have been performing in this particular World Cup, just like you said, in the group stage, they drew 2 matches, managed to beat Senegal. If not for Senegal's lackadaisical approach to this tournament, they wouldn't have lost that particular match.
It would have been Senegal up against Spain. If Senegal could have beaten USA.
That's another question. But at the end of the day, if you look at the way the Belgian team are going, you find out that it looks like they are getting better as the tournament progresses. Because 2 draws, they now win that one. From that time, they won Senegal. They've not looked back. They were even able to beat the home side, despite the crowd and everything. 4-1, not just 1-0, 2-0, 4 goals to 1.
It looks like Belgium are back against United States. Like you stated, they started the World Cup poorly. 2 draws and a win. I believe that's a win against New Zealand that cemented their spot. They actually did it emphatically. Just like Senegal won their last game after losing 2 games. And then emphatically, the one that should be 5-1 or 5-1, I guess, as well. And when you look at how things have gone for Rudi Garcia, it has been more of a reserved approach. A reserved approach for Rudi Garcia, because the first game against Egypt, kudos to Egypt, I'm not undermining Egypt, but when you look at the pedigree that Belgium has, even going through their golden generation could not win anything. It could not win anything. And also kudos to Romelu Lukaku. Big Rome has scored more goals than any other player coming up from the bench.
Very shocking.
He has scored more goals than any other player coming up from the bench.
Yeah.
That is what Big Rome is actually bringing to that bench. That super sub effect. In a situation where things are not coming through. They also have a certain... I don't know why Charles Cutlery has not clicked. Charles Cutlery...
Even though he got a goal against the US.
Yes, he got a goal against the US. I believe he also got a goal in that New Zealand trashing as well.
He's a fantastic player that plays AC Milan.
He has just... From AC Milan, he went to Atlanta. Yes. But he has not really clicked. That's what we see. The Cutlery that that AC Milan saw something in him, brought him to Italy. He didn't perform with AC Milan, went to Atlanta and actually formed some kind of a wonderful bromance up front with Ademola Lookman and also looking at other Atlanta players. But coming into these Belgians, it seemed like Rudi Garcia and the players surrounding the Belgian side, it's not just clicking. Jeremy Doku also is not performing.
Very.
These are key players that can actually change the game. They have a certain Kevin De Bruyne is no longer the Kevin De Bruyne we know like we knew in Manchester City, but he was able to also dictate the play in Italy with Napoli. Kevin De Bruyne, he is a Scudetto winner with Napoli, so he has that winner's mentality. He has the Premier League, he has the Champions League, so he still has it, and you can actually see that he has been creating chances for the Belgian side to get onto. A certain Yuri Tillemans is captaining the Belgian team.
And if you check, you ask yourself, why would Tillemans?
Yeah, the questions will come true. Yeah. They're starting Kevin De Bruyne. So it all comes down to one. When you come down to certain teams, the players choose who they feel want to be the captain. Certain times the coach will be the one to say, okay, when Amorim came through to Manchester United,
of course he
made his choice. Maguire was there. He made his choice. I want Bruno Fernandes to be the captain. You understand? So as things actually have been panning through for the Belgium side, it seems like I'll take the statement from Lamine Yamal. He said that he gets better as the tournament gets into the knockout stages. So. Probably Belgium, they are getting better.
But for tonight, if you are to just sincerely choosing a side, would you?
I'm going to give it to Spain. Like I stated, Rudi Garcia plays back. Okay, let me know his back foot. You know, when they are looking at front foot football, you're attacking. So now you go back foot football. Yeah. Rudi Garcia is someone that, with the pattern of play that he has put out with this Belgium side, I feel let's defend first. The approach from DR Congo, you understand, and exploit the spaces, the mistakes that will be available. That is how Belgium, okay, I want to say that's how they actually were able to beat the United States at that, because if you see, Belgium, most of their goals came from counter.
Yes, and mistakes made by
goalkeeper. One of the goals where the goalkeeper was, goalkeeper don't know what he want to do. He don't break ball, go this side, break ball, go this side. Before you could know what happened, the Belgian attacker was able to dispossess him, and then though the defender tried to block the ball, but he couldn't block based off on the power of the shot. But ultimately, Rudi Garcia would want to play to his strengths, which is actually, so far, he has been defending and hitting out on counters. He has recorded 2 draws. I'm going to say, if you add that game with Belgium, in 90 minutes, he has recorded 3 draws and managed to win just 2 matches in 90 minutes. That's the game against New Zealand and the game against USA. 90 minutes after 5 games. they have managed to win
Somehow.
just 2.
These are the quarterfinal.
This is the quarterfinal. Like I said, it's based off on who knocks each other. There's something why you score the knockouts. Knock me. You don't need to have to. You don't need to play fashionable. You don't just knock the person out. You understand how? And also, if you look at the technical side of the Spanish side, you can see how technical they were against the Portuguese side. They had more clear-cut chances to actually score, but it didn't come out for them. They were cautious. That's what the knockout stage is getting to be now. When you look at how teams are being cautious in playing and all that, you can actually see how Switzerland game went through. Most people are stating that when you go down to knockout stage, that the Switzerland match against Colombia, both teams were very, very cautious, and we are saying that it was a boring match, and then that's what most teams are coming
because
to
what's
do
important
now.
is that you've eliminated your opponent.
You've eliminated your opponents. They're not coming out to play fancy football. So that is where I'm going to say Luis de la Fuente with Spain, they have to be careful. The Belgian side, they have done their due diligence when it comes down to defending, and so far, so good for them. They've not been brilliant, but they've been getting the job done. If the Spanish side are not careful, the Belgian side will get the job done, and they will move into the next round.
They will move into the next round. Echo Sports on Echo FM 100.7 over with me, Catchy Sports, and Nobody Sports Channel. Now, still talking about the World Cup, Arsenal teammates will move away from friendship to, should I call them now foes? Why? Because Arsenal teammates Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, both of them will now put their club partnership aside when England will face Norway in Saturday's FIFA World Cup quarterfinal that promises to be one of the key individual battles in that particular clash. Both midfielders play a very important role in Arsenal's Premier League title triumph last season, helping the London club win the English League with their which is the first in the last 22 years. Now, they also reached the UEFA Champions League, final before losing to Paris Saint-Germain in the final. Norway captain Odegaard has been one of the standout performers. Remember, against that guy has been very fantastic, trying to stop opponents. When it comes to pressing and absorbing pressure, when it comes to stabilizing midfield, he has been very wonderful for them. Now, he's put up very interesting performance so far. If you look at him, he has a tally only surpassed by Michael Olise and Brahim Diaz, as well as Bruno Guimaraes so far in this tournament. Now, according to FIFA report, Odegaard has also demonstrated his work rate, recording more stints than any player in the Norway squad with 229 at the same time. The same guy, of course, has done perfectly. Now, speaking in 2025, Rice praised his Arsenal captain leadership quality. Now, operating in deeper midfield role for England, Rice on his own part also impressed during the tournament as he has completed 91% of his passes, of course, in his 171 passes, while also helping defensively. Well, we're going to look at this particular, match. Odegaard alongside Declan Rice. Two Arsenal players, midfielders. Their partnership helped the Premier League champions last season. Let's see how their foes will help each of their countries Saturday when both of them will clash. Let's pay bill. When we come back, we'll continue with the rest of the story.
Patrick International Sports Shop brings the next level.
With us, it's Echo Sports on Echo FM 100.7 over with me, Catchy Sports, the man with Sabi, alongside Nobody Sports Chef. And before we, of course, went for that short break, we were looking at the clash that will be between England and nowhere. Now, this clash is going to be a very essential. I'm looking at the key battle, situations, and the first one I've looked at is the midfield. Before I let you talk, I'll also let you remind you that there's a certain. I don't know how to describe that guy, because sometimes when he scores, he doesn't even celebrate it. He does go scoring
the World
easily.
Cup now.
Yes,
yeah.
He does it easily and feels like he has done nothing. Although he can be humorous when they ask him after the game, he said he knew he was going to help Norway very well and do whatever he can do, but he never believed that he would have scored up to 7 goals in his first World Cup. Now, yes, that's another battle. So we're also going to be looking at himself against the English defense. He's been playing the English Premier League. Now, that match is going to be, to me, an interesting one, because it's not just going to be about England and Norway. It's also going to be about players who know themselves.
Faces,
familiar
yes.
faces.
Familiar faces.
So where is this battle going to be won and lost? I've thought about the midfield. I look at attackers. I mean, it promises to be an interesting game.
One thing the World Cup is actually doing is pitching brothers against brothers. You can see, when you look at Bernardo Silva and Rodri nearly fight. Portugal, Spain.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they still embrace each other and say, I'm regardless. I don't say they come Man City, but no problem. We have a bond. When you also look at today's match, Belgium, Spain, there's a certain Doku that will be up against Rodri as well. Man City connection. So right now, this is more of international ties and also my job. Be a professional.
Do your thing.
Do your thing on the pitch of play.
Thing.
At the end of the day, we can congratulate ourselves. You can see most of the times you can actually get to see. I believe that should be when you see how things are coming through for these players. Online, they celebrate themselves. When someone scores based off on their teammates, I believe there's one time Bruno Fernandes posted a goal scored by one of his Manchester United teammates, and then he posted them online. So that it doesn't take that away. Certain times they might even go on to do what they call outside betting. Say I go score against you.
You know go score against
you. No, I go block. I go mark you. You understand? So it all makes the game rich when you see familiar faces and also looking at it. But it won't take away the sting of the game. It won't take away the hurt that you feel when your team is knocked out of the World Cup.
Yeah. I want to look at Arango. England, their bid to return to the semi-final after the last 8 outing. At the moment, is if you ask me, is going to face a serious challenge as they face Norway, because at the moment their defensive line, the English 3 Lions of England are facing defensive headache because the Manchester United defensive maestro, talking about Maguire, according to news, tend to have hamstring at this particular moment. The defender will be assessed on Friday, which is today, but Jare Kwanzaa himself is out already. We all know that.
After yesterday's review by FIFA.
All right. Thomas Tuchel find himself with unwanted defensive headaches as he plots the way to, pull down the Norwegian side. With these 2 big names, I mean, Maguire, if this persists, I mean, wouldn't that be a huge problem for him?
That would be what England's Thomas Tuchel must have been singing all along. Remember that game against DR Congo? If you look at that man on the touchline, he was jumping up and down and shouting like a pastor on a pulpit. That he was being dramatic. So when you look at, even I told you yesterday we discussed about the backroom video, where he changing room video, where John Stones was pretending that he had an injury, and it was Rice and John Stones that were doing that. So ultimately, he has not really. The media has. I'm telling you that if England had left the World Cup, if they had been knocked out of the World Cup before this period, the English media would have finished him raw by now. When you look at the results that have come through for England, so far, they've had a clean record, 4 victories and a draw. And that was the draw against Ghana, where even the English media were praising. They were praising the Ghanaians for what they did.
For being able to hold.
Even at some point, former Watford and England international Troy Deeney said that he's not happy with what he has seen so far.
Okay.
That every day that he sees the England side play, that he has more questions
to ask.
That Thomas Tuchel promised them front foot football. But so far, what they are seeing, they are not happy. And then I'm asking, when I watched it, I was asking myself, you they win, or you know they win?
Yeah, because you now find out that it's like we all know that rivalry, and that the fact that most English fans and the media actually wouldn't have loved a German to coach.
There was that.
Yes.
There was that. Thomas Tuchel
that
being
is
a German. But so far, the last time the English side lost was, I believe, that should be a friendly game. The friendly game between England and Japan, as they were going into the World Cup this year. Earlier on, 1-0 victory for Japanese side. But so far, where is the Japanese side?
Now that's the question, and that's the fact I think that is still keeping him in that job. The fact that he has been doing very well.
The game of football is not about him doing very well. The fact that he's winning.
That's what I'm saying.
The fact that he's winning. That's what's keeping Thomas Tuchel. Because based off on now, he's not going to get that recognition. He's not an Englishman.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So any mistake, the scrutiny will be a whole lot. It won't be equivalent to that of an English international. You understand?
Like Southgate.
So like Gareth Southgate.
At this moment last year, he was being held and
right. I think Thomas Tuchel, all he needs, he's treading on eggshells, and he knows that he needs to perform. And so far, he has been performing since going into. When you look at his win ratio with the English side, you can see that he's actually racking up and getting him past certain former managers of the Three Lions. Right now, it's all about, yes, so far it has not really been all rosy. Certain situations, they've actually come from behind to go on to win the game. I can remember their opening fixture, the game against Croatia. It was
the game against DR Congo.
The game against Croatia, first off, you can see 4-2 victory. It was back and forth until they were able to stabilize and actually get that a 2-goal cushion where the game ended 4-2. Then going over to Ghana, the critics started, they came up again. The English media, is this what we're going to see against Black Stars of Ghana? What are you doing? This is not the kind of football that England is known for. When you look at the likes of Jude Bellingham, even certain people question Jude Bellingham's form.
At the moment,
definitely, he has become a key cog of the... Most people were stating, before the World Cup started, there was this comparison, Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. Based off on Jude Bellingham's record this past season, injury concerns, lack of fitness, lack of form. He was out of form, but at the World Cup, he has shown why he made. Jude Bellingham went from second-tier English football, went to the German league with Dortmund, and from Dortmund, he went to the Santiago Bernabeu. You can see the rise, and all this happened in the space of, you can say, 6-7 years for Jude Bellingham. And so far, he's the top of one of the midfielders that you can count on to be a game changer, and he has been a game changer for Thomas Tuchel and the Three Lions. So Thomas Tuchel has a lot right now. Defensive-wise, starting up, the English media were against him, stating up that why couldn't you bring in Trent Alexander-Arnold? Rhys James got injured. Before Rhys James, Tino Livramento got injured. Rhys James got injured. Now Gerald Kwanzaa is out due to suspension, and then this particular situation for Guehi of Manchester City, you can see that is a whole lot on this particular man. We don't know what could come through for him, but probably this situation after the review for Guehi, he might actually opt to probably bringing a midfielder as a defender, but ultimately he's the manager, he knows his team, and definitely he will look at his calculations and ensure that let me play the best fit for that particular sport.
All right, talking about officiating of the World Cup, Portuguese match officials will be the ones in charge of the FIFA World Cup 2026 quarterfinal between Argentina and Switzerland.
No, na talk. Now Portuguese officials, they officiate Argentina game.
The game which holds on Saturday, the 11th of July, by 9 p.m. will definitely take place in Kansas City Stadium. The decision was, of course, disclosed in X by FIFA on Thursday. João Pinheiro of Portugal will serve as the center referee for the encounter. He will be assisted by two of his countrymen, Bruno Jesus and Luciano Maiai. Both of them will serve as assistant referees 1 and 2. Canada's Drew Fester will serve as the fourth official for the match. His compatriot Michael Bergin will serve as the reverse assistant. All right, so FIFA trying to balance the equation from where to there and from there to where. Let's come back home and talk about football in Africa. Sedemano has retired from international football, stepping down from the Senegal national team following the exit of the Triangle Lions from FIFA 2026 World Cup. However, he has not retired from professional football, talking about club football, and remains under contract with Saudi Arabia side Al Nassr. The 34-year-old forward released a heartfelt statement closing the chapter on a lengthy 14-year international career. He lives as Senegal's all-time top scorer with 55 goals in 132 appearances after having led the Lions of Teranga to their historic Africa Cup of Nations AFCON victory in 2021. He has expressed interest in continuing to serve his country football in administrative or coaching capacity, but he thinks it is time to call it a quit when it comes to playing for the international or for the national team. All right, Enyimba International of Aba Stadium will serve as the host venue for the 2026 Nationwide League One, or what is known as NLO South South and Southeast Playoff Promotion. The 5-day playoff tournament scheduled to run from July the 26th to August the 2nd will determine the promotion slots for the two zones, with all matches taking place at the same venue in Aba. A letter signed by the Chief Operating Officer of the NLO, talking about Dr. Olushola Ogunowo, and addressed to Abia State Football Association, of course, and of course the league confirmed the venue and urged the state FA to do everything to help them in organizing the competition. Now, according to communication, all qualified clubs are expected to arrive at the designated venue on or before July the 28th for the mandatory pre-tournament meeting. Now, the Nigerian Football Referees Association have congratulated FIFA referee Yemisi Akintoye on her appointment as one of the match officials for the forthcoming Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Akintoye, who became a FIFA badge referee in 2021, earned the appointment after successfully completing the Confederation of African Football CAF's medical, physical fitness, as well as technical assessment. Reacting to the development, NFRA President Sir Kelechi Mejobi described the appointment as a significant achievement for both Akintoye and Nigerian refereeing. He noted that the association remains committed to supporting its members in securing appointments at the national, continental, and of course international level. Before departing for WAFCON duty, Akintoye also is scheduled to officiate the Women's FA Cup final, further underlining her standing among the country's top referees. Now, talking about the Women's FA Cup, Akintoye, the woman who's going to officiate the match between our own girls and their opponents, of course, down there in Delta, she is, after this one, she's jetting out to Morocco. This is what the kind of thing we're talking about.
Yeah, it's something that we are talking about for our referees, and you can actually see the steady rise for Akintoye. 2021 to 2026. It has not just been just a 1-year thing, but consistency has paved the way for Akintoye. And also concerning that particular match, Heartland would be in action. That should be against Nasarawa Amazons. It's going to be a tough one. And also looking at all hands must be on deck. I believe the Imo State government, they've looked at things, and that Saturday they are bringing in a means of transporting fans. That should be Saturday as early as 7, so that they can get through to Asaba and ensure that there are fans that are on board. Fans are on board to get to cheer the team to success. You understand? So Akintoye, I'm going to say massive kudos to her. And this time around, she's not just going to represent herself, but she comes for, in this kind of situation, she has built herself, gone through several classes, gone through a lot of things. 2021 is not when she started to be a referee, but it was when she got her FIFA badge. So individually, she has been pushing herself, and so far she has been recognized by CAF. And CAF, I just fear, may no be say they just want to keep Nigeria's mind at rest. That okay, Nigeria, we are bringing you forth. Let's see how many matches that she's going to officiate, and also let's see the report files that will come through. I just hope that the Nigerian Referees Federation, they can actually go after the report files from from CAF's officiating body, and get to know how they've rated her. And so far, let's also let them bring it down to Nigeria. And okay, this is the report file for Akintoye that has been made by CAF. these are where they have given her applause. These are where they've asked her to actually improve and also give it to those. To give it to others as a morale booster. It's Akintoye today. Tomorrow we can actually have about 3 or 4. The next tournaments, there are a lot of tournaments that CAF organizes. It could be a youth tournament. It could be as big as the WAFCON. What is stopping Akintoye to actually officiate at the AFCON? Women are officiating at the World Cup. So definitely start from somewhere. We can actually have a female referee from Nigeria. If the male officials cannot be picked up at the World Cup,
let's take
the female referees can also go there and represent Nigeria at the World Cup.
That is it. If one don't want to know, I can make it come off for road, they make it to do the pam pam. All right, moving on. Nigerian Professional Football League side, talking about Niger Tornadoes, are now reportedly, of course, they have disbanded their football academy with immediate effect. The decision was announced by the club's chairman, Abdullahi Kuso, in a statement issued on Thursday, confirming that the dissolution of the academy will take effect from Friday. Now, according to the statement, the club has also terminated the appointment of the academy's management team, coaches, as well as the registered players. There is a renewed hope for Shooting Stars ahead of the 2026-2027 continental season, as the Executive Committee of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, is expected to, of course, and are set to meet next week to discuss proposal that could increase the number of clubs participating in CAF competitions. Shooting Stars finished third in the 2025-2026 Nigerian Premier Football League season, with Rangers and Rivers United securing their spot for the 2 clubs that will represent Nigeria. But should the CAF Executive Committee meet and decide to increase the number of clubs, that means Shooting Stars are raising their head. South African head coach Hugo Bross has confirmed that he will step down from his role as the coach of the Bafana Boys, insisting his decision to retire from coaching is final now. The experienced Belgian tactician revealed that he has no plans to continue in managing clubs or countries after his current spell with the South African national team. Although he is ending his coaching career, Bross suggested he could remain involved in football-related matters, but in different capacities, not as head coach. New Real Madrid coach Jose Mourinho on Friday said he is on a mission to create the right culture at the club during his second spell in charge. The veteran Portuguese manager was at the club's training ground overseeing the preparations for the start of the season next week after he was named Alvaro Obera's successor in June. Los Blancos failed to win a major trophy in 2 of their outing the last 2 seasons, and they've brought in Mourinho to stabilize things, to return them to the winning culture and stabilize the rift that is taking place among some of the big players. And Jose Mourinho is already on ground to make sure that he is going to do that as expected of him. All right, I think it's time for us to open the phone lines. Remember, we are live on Facebook on Echo FM. That is the Facebook page on Echo FM, where we have a message there or 2. Ministry Chioma is Echo FM 100.7. That's the Facebook page, Echo FM 100.7. Well, Minister Chioma is on Facebook. She said, hello, good evening. Good evening to you. God bless you all. I am so happy to be here. Thank you very much. You can also join her to drop a message on Facebook. We also have our WhatsApp number where you can drop your message.
The phone lines to call to join the conversation this evening, 0911 20,022, 0911 20,022, or 0707 454 1014, 0707 454 1014. You can also send in a WhatsApp message via the number 0707 491 3438, 0707 491 3438. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Tachi and Noble the Sports. How are you doing?
We are fine. Good evening to you.
Yes, I'm enjoying your show.
We appreciate.
Yeah, this is the voice of Emeka Wangele. I'm my greatest fan ever.
Emeka Wangele will come. It's very well. It's very well.
Yeah.
That's our Bruno League.
I enjoy your show.
We
Thank you very much,
appreciate.
brother. We appreciate.
You guys are too much.
We appreciate.
Yes. Talking about the World Cup. Yes. The way that I'm seeing it, either France or England will win this World Cup.
France or England?
That's bold
France or England, yes.
Okay.
And for highest goal scorer, Kylian Mbappe. The guy is hot.
Okay.
He's in form now. I am wishing him good luck. I want him to win the Golden Boot award. Yes, that penalty he missed yesterday was from mistake from him because he showed the keeper his leg before taking that penalty.
And they said the referee, they delayed him. He spent up to 3 minutes
3
taking
minutes
the
or 4 minutes,
and the thing
yes.
pulled off his body somehow.
I think he saw the way he took that
Yes,
penalty.
even Haaland
yes.
commented on it on social media.
Yes, he showed his leg. If not me, I go catch him now. So I think I heard that Enzo Fernandez has joined Real Madrid.
No.
Is it?
No. Even in Madrid debunked their link to Enzo Fernandez.
Okay. Also, tell me about that Bruno Gomares deal that is going on between him and Arsenal.
I think there's a serious. Himself has said he wants to join us now, but there has not been club-to-club agreement. But so far, for Bruno Guimaraes, Guimaraes wants to join us now. But at the moment,
Yes,
you can't take him.
I believe he will join us now. He has made the intention to join us now.
Yes.
And for tomorrow's game, England against this guy.
Norway.
That match is going to be a war. It's going to be a cracker. It's match to watch.
Definitely.
Thank you, Kachako. You are doing well. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
brother.
much.
Okay, we'll have a message on WhatsApp. Good evening to my lovely sports chef presenters, Mr. Noble and Mr. Kachi. Good evening. Happy weekend to you people. You guys are doing really great on your sport update. I am saying kudos to France on their winning against Morocco match. I am still saying the way African countries play in this tournament, World Cup, made me thoroughly sad. They made me to start losing hope in African football matches. I am not happy. Well, for tonight's match, I am giving the winning to Spain. My shout out to all football fans, Arsenal and Echo. Okay, as football fans, that's Arsenal. It's like an Arsenal fan.
Who doesn't know? Princess, she's an Arsenal fan. Okay.
And Echo FM fans too. Mr. Kacha and Nobu do have peaceful and lovely evening. Princess, you too. That says, good evening, sports chef and man Wesabi. It is Patience from MCC. I just want to use this opportunity to congratulate all African teams for coming back from the World Cup empty-handed. This is a personified.
Hey.
I said I command my wig for them.
You even wear wig.
Oh, no wonder.
Okay.
I better not remove cap, just remove wig. I have a beautiful and productive weekend ahead, lovely presenters. Thank you very much. Shalom, dear sister. Good evening. Okay, good evening to you.
Just saying good evening. He just want to heal us.
All right, we hail you too, Solo.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Kachi and Noble.
Good evening to you.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is Sunday who calls from Christchurch.
Sunday, you're welcome.
Yeah, please, I wouldn't want to talk much. I just need an update from you guys concerning Yanisina and the basket and date of the 2-1.
Okay, no problem. Just keep it locked on to Echo FM. We'll give you an update concerning that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, the sport pilot.
Good evening,
Good evening and welcome,
Emmanuel. I don't know. I don't know if in River State, if you are still in the afternoon.
Maybe there's a shift in time. Oh.
Okay, sorry, Cross River. Probably there's shift in time in Cross River. You understand?
Greetings to you, brother. Welcome.
Please, I want to actually ask a question. Please, in the FIFA World Cup, that I've not heard that African countries have been they are from shaded anymore. What is it? I've not heard African refugees officiating any World Cup game. Please, are we not among the worst?
Just keep it locked and we'll give you information concerning how far the African referees are doing at the World Cup.
Okay, let me congratulate the league that they appointed Confederation League. I think I will congratulate her that you should keep up this great job in return. So that the crowd will be a limit. For Spain and Belgium, 1-0.
1-0 before 0. Which one?
1-0.
1-0.
Okay.
In favor of Spain, but I believe that the defense of Spain will be affected today. Yeah, I believe it. If they don't take it serious, no women punish them. They don't take it. no emotion again. So that's my take.
All right, thank you very much, Ma, for your take. Good evening. All right, Sileco Sports on Echo FM 100.7 ORF. Somebody asked us about Yannick Sinner and Novak Djokovic. Ha 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 ha.
Well, I can tell you that the reigning champion. I won't call him reigning chairman, but regardless, the reigning champion, he wants to hold on to his title. You get. He beat Novak Djokovic. Clinically swept Novak Djokovic aside.
No, this victory is monumental.
It's not aside the record chasing Novak Djokovic in the Wimbledon semi-finals earlier today to set up a final showdown with Alexander Zverev. Novak Djokovic in try. May reach finals. If he won the Wimbledon title, I believe that would be a record-extending title for him. He's looking at chasing more records, but he was looking at a taste of the 25th Grand Slam title. But no, bros, I am sinning today.
Bros, please,
let me sing today.
You've done enough. Let others also enjoy like you. All right, the game ended 6-4. 6-4. Massive victory. That is
flawless victory.
Okay,
let's not say flawless, but Novak Djokovic didn't try get at least four each and every game. 4. So
4 games massive.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Noble.
Good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Kaji.
Good evening, dear brother. Welcome to the show.
I want to comment on the match this evening against Spain and
my brother, sorry. And also looking at updates, Emma asked about say the
performance of African
officials go World Cup. So as things are, remember breakdown of how things are. 6 main referees, they actually are actively eligible to officiate at the ongoing World Cup, and also looking at how things went through and how the games have been. A couple of them has actually officiated. Looking at the Moroccan referee, talking about Jalal Jayed, he has officiated in 3 games. He officiated Germany, Curacao. He officiated Portugal, Uzbekistan. He officiated Germany, Paraguay. For the Algerian referee Mustafa Kobal, he has officiated 2 so far. Looking at Gabon referee Pierre Glian Acho, he has officiated 2 matches. For Egyptian referee Amin Mohamed, he has officiated 2 matches. For Mauritanian referee Dahin Beida, he has officiated just one match. South Africa's Tom Abongile primarily served in supporting capacities like 4th official roles during the opening weeks before FIFA executed its standard performance-based stream of match officials following the conclusion of the round of 16. So as the round of 16 don't reach like this, that is why you're seeing selected officials from one country handling games.
Good evening, Tia.
Good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Good evening and welcome.
Mr. Villan, sir.
My own man,
welcome, man.
Mabu.
Engineer Enyimba.
I come in peace.
No. You have always come in peace. We cannot. If it's the early man that's coming in peace, we don't want. We don't want to make the early man where they come in peace.
Oh, sorry, now, we're joking, though. I just say, you don't say I joke with the joke. Oh. All right, but it's okay. We are very happy to hear your voice, Eliman. And I beg, we'd always ask you to come always because your own calling, we don't say, go do small banter. Go early. All right, look, we're squeezing just one more caller before we call it.
Is it Engineer man?
Good evening.
Hello,
it's not Engineer man. But regardless, good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother. May God bless all of you now.
God bless you too. 30 seconds, my brother, because of time.
Thank you. This is OC calling from Ogwa. Thank you. I just want to confirm one thing. Is it true that Baka Hassan and that play from Dortmund?
Yes, they've agreed a deal for Karim Adeyemi.
Adeyemi is on his way. Okay, you back.
Yes.
Okay. This I hear say from Portsmouth. I mean, from England. What is the name of this club? Portsmouth. This club where this guy where they play Man City come out. What's that his name? Where the present Liverpool coach now. That is my club.
Well,
you mean Fulham?
No, this present Liverpool coach now. This one now for a former club.
Talking about Jabi Alonso. Looking at the former Fulham manager.
No, I'm talking about
Bournemouth manager.
Okay, you're talking about Bournemouth.
I have to work back as one of the players from there, one of their strikers. Is it true?
No, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. Yeah, it's not confirmed.
Because I just had it on radio this evening. That's why let me confirm.
All right, maybe for it could be a breaking news, but before this time, I don't think there's any news of that particular.
By tomorrow 4 p.m. Come on to Echo FM. We would give you updates concerning transfers.
I'm always there from morning till night.
Okay, no problem. No problem. 4 to 6 p.m. we'll be here to give you updates on transfers. Yes.
All right.
All right. Looking at things, time not good.
All right, this is how we're going to match the break because we've been able to do justice to the lineup we have. And, of course, we have been able to let you know, of course, what's happening at the World Cup. And we expect to do more tomorrow, 4 p.m. You know what it is. And that's when we'll have more time to talk about the transfers. And, of course, dissect the game that's going to be going down tonight. For me, I definitely am going to be rooting for the Spanish side to also, just like you did.
My name is Revens, number the sports chef, the fox in the box, number the light. I may be a man with a bit of me, but I refuse to go with him. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches,